Kitchen. We're going to look at the kitchen section of our pricing sheet. If we're allowing for a kitchen in our quote, then the kitchen section gives us lots of flexibility. We can allow for all the items that we'll need and produce a quote for the kitchen. We can enter in all the items, then make it into a PC sum, or we can enter the cost of the kitchen as a lump PC sum. We're going to be pricing our kitchen as a lump PC sum, so when we leave this section, that is how it will be included in our quote. But we will take a look at the other options first. If we're not allowing for the cost of a kitchen in our quote, we would not complete any of the boxes and click this box here to close the section. We'll just open that back up. Kitchen items. We're going to look at the different ways that we can allow for a kitchen in our quote. As we can see, the majority of this section contains blue boxes that will require our judgment. It is broken down into further subsections, these being base units, wall units, appliances, worktop and general. If we want to include the cost of the kitchen as an exact quote rather than a provisional cost, we would start at the top like this. By default, we can allow for up to 4 different types of base unit. So we check the type of unit in the drop-down, changing it if required, then enter in the quantity of that unit that will be needed. We'll put in 2 of this one, 3 of this one, and 2 of the corner units. The programme will automatically work out the associated costs for us. We now repeat this process with the wall units. So we'll put in 2 of these, 3 of these, and 1 of the corner units. Now we enter in the appliances. We'll notice that all of these are allowances. If we wanted, we could add specific appliances to the material library. We'll put in 1 cooker, 1 hob, 1 washing machine, a dishwasher, fridge, freezer, sink. The taps are worked out for us. This is in the yellow box, so we can change it if we want. We'll also enter 1 hood. The worktops have been calculated for us. If we click the question mark, we can see how these have been worked out. The program's looked at the size of our base units and calculated the amount of worktop that will be required for these. As the picture shows, we may want to allow for additional worktop to go over our appliances. We would just enter the number of additional linear meters that will be required. We may also need to allow for deductions. If, for example, we have a sink or hob that's going over a base unit and it is the full width of the worktop, we would need to deduct the worktop that will not be required. If the hob or sink was not the full width of the worktop, then we would not want to make a deduction to the worktop, as the items would need to be housed within it. First items in the general section are the corner and T-joints for the worktop. These are blue boxes, so our judgment will be required. We'll put in 2. We'll also allow for 2 end trims. The pelmet and cornice have been automatically worked out for us. Let's click the question mark. The program's looked at the wall units that we've entered. The picture clearly shows what the programme can work out for us. As it doesn't know how we'll be configuring our units, it's also shown us what areas it can't work out. We can, if required, enter in any additional pelmet or cornice that needs to be included. Exactly the same process applies to the plinth. Again, if we click the question mark, we can see what the programme has worked out for us by looking at the base units that we've entered. It again highlights in red the areas that it is not able to account for, and the blue text provides explanation too. Just enter in any additional plinth that may be needed. End panels for base and wall units can be accounted for here. Check the dimensions of the wall panel in the drop-down menu, then enter the number, if any, that will be needed. The fixings for our base and wall units are automatically worked out. We can click on the question mark to see how they're being calculated and adjust it if we want. We can do the same for the fixings for our cornice and pelmet fixings. Raw plugs are here. Okay, so our kitchen is priced. We've entered all the details and this will be included in our quotation. It may be that we want to include the breakdown of what we will be including in the kitchen, but due to the nature of kitchens, rather than providing a fixed price, we may want to include the cost as a PC sum. To do this, just check this box here. We're provided with a form that explains how the programme deals with PC sums, and the cost of this kitchen will now be dealt with as a PC sum in all of our reports. The totals for our kitchens here. We do have the option to add in an extra row if an item that we need isn't listed. We are going to be entering our kitchen as a PC sum, but rather than providing a detailed breakdown of all the items that will be included, we will be doing this as a lump PC sum. So we will remove all the items that we've entered. Kitchen PC sum. Okay, we've removed all the individual items for the kitchen that we entered in the previous movie section. We're going to enter our kitchen as a lump PC sum. When entering a lump PC sum, we must ensure that none of the blue boxes contain information. We then go to the bottom of this section and check this box. This opens a form that explains how PC sums are dealt with. We click OK. The programme will now generate a new row for us where we can enter our lump PC sum for the kitchen in. This will take a few moments. OK, the new row has been added to the kitchen section. We can complete the details for it in this form. The description's here. We can change it if we want. We'll leave it as it is. Now we work our way across, completing the relevant boxes. We will specify that this is going to be a material. As this isn't an individual item from the library, we'll now just go across to the hours box. We will allow 26 hours for this kitchen, and a carpenter will be carrying this out. We enter it in. We'll put in £5,000 for the cost, and enter that there is one of these. See? The £5,000 now goes into the material column. The hours we entered are here, and the programme's calculated the labour cost for us, here in the labour column. Our lump PC sum for the kitchen is entered in. We'll just take a quick look at how the programme will deal with this. Let's click View Summary. On the summary sheet, the kitchen is now colour-coded as a PC sum. If we go down to the totals on the summary, we can see that we can add a unique markup to PC sums. Also, on any reports that are for our client, because this is a PC sum, it will be rounded up to the nearest £100. Let's go back to the pricing sheet. Whatever way we choose to price our kitchen, the totals will be here.